Alright, welcome back to episode 21 of What If What If Humanity Restarted? I meant to make this video a long time ago, but Cheaty once again got interference. But it doesn't matter, not a lot of people watch it anyway. So, let's go back into the episode. Now, let's start the episode. Now, if you remember, England and Scotland were supposed to form a union. Well, that's officially happening. And I'm gonna give them like a I'm gonna give them a new color, probably something like this. Yeah, we can do this. Although my if I don't like it, I'll change it back. But I'll change it to something else. But we have now every claim of England and Scotland are now becoming into. Oh, you know what? I gotta. That's fine. But we now have the English Scottish Union. Oh my god, you. All right, so now we have the English Scottish Union forming, and what's so different about this than this England and Scotland together when they were already working together? Well, both of them are fully both of them are fully intertwined with each other. They essentially in a relationship, I guess. Um, they are mixed into one country, and that means everything. There was some stuff that were different, but there was not really a lot of stuff that was different. But at this point now, they are fully unionized with each other. And what I'm going to do is the two capitals. Well, one, I'm going to change one of them to black. And what does this mean? So whatever one is yellow is the one that's making all of the diplomatic decisions, and the one that's black is going to be making all of the homeland decisions. So that's what's going to be happening right now. All right, so we'll also be talking about alliances. I gotta do this for this map as well. This is a change I can do on camera because it's not. It takes 2 seconds. Oh, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Yeah, not gonna take long to do this. I'll just do it on camera. I don't care. I'm not gonna edit this anyway. It's not gonna get views, but it's fine. All right, so in terms of alliances, we have one alliance. That's gonna be it's in the next couple of episodes. We will have more alliances forming, and a lot of them aren't really. Uh, I mean, we'll have a lot of alliances. Uh, I may just make this one. Yeah, okay. Let's just add two more alliances. I think it was this one, and this one, and this one. That would make sense. Okay, hold on. Alright, so we have the Circle Alliance being formed between the gold team and the red team right here. As these guys, I was gonna keep these guys alliance a secret, but I was like, nah, I'll just make it now. And for this alliance, See, I don't know how to get different shapes on here, which is why I'm gonna have to cut this out. Let's go to Wisco 66. Well, let's take this alliance. Oh, wait, is it on the ocean layer? What the hell? What in the fuck is happening here? Okay. So then we have the Diamond Alliance. I think we're just gonna call it the Diamond Alliance. With these two states. These guys are basically opposing the Circle Alliance. So we have three alliance blocks in Europe. We have the Square Alliance, we have the Circle Alliance, and we have the Diamond Alliance. So this could definitely lead to something in the future. The English and Scottish Union are going to stay out of it for now, as they don't really care about any alliances as of right now. They only care about North America. So let's go over here to Ukraine, where if I go to the main map, yeah, they're not doing too hot. So Ukraine is in a full-on rebellion scenario, and this is going to be the hunch of the scenario. So let's just get the scenario started. Although we will do some stuff over in North America soon. So the Bulgarian Orange team, they have been here for 3 times now. We'll start to immediately go up and start taking land. And the blue team thinks to start invading them now, but they're like, no. They're in a rebellion. That means we're attacking. We're gonna be attacking Ukraine. So let's just not do that. This pink guy will start to meet up with the Purple Rebellion, which the Purple Rebellion is going to also. No, they're gonna meet with them, and cut all of this eastern Ukrainian land off, which the Orange Bulgarian team, being the strongest rebellion, is going to mainly just swoop in and take all of this land. But we do have the Purple team coming over and taking the rest of it. So, let's see how Ukraine doesn't like this. Well, they're gonna immediately start with this guy, the Lime team, because they're so far away from everyone else, and they're gonna be like, yeah, let's just go and deal with this guy first. And Russia is preparing for something. We don't know. I'm not gonna say what they're preparing for, but they're preparing to do something. But it's over here. We have the Ukrainians go after the Purple Team Rebellion, and they will start to move in and take up this bulge over here, but they will start to be stalemated, as in they can't really do much with the current situation. So for now we're gonna head back over to North America, as we have some colonization updates to do. Spain is going to launch a campaign to investigate over here, being western Mexico. And they're going to go all the way up to this coast and then just gonna like, stop. Because I think there's like a whole bunch of mountainous terrain here, so let's just not go over there. Instead, they're going to go down south here. And they're going to discover the Pacific. Whatever this body of water is, it's probably just the Pacific. And then they'll start to rapidly move down over here. And it's gonna get towards it's around like here before they're like, okay, no, let's stop it now because we don't want to go any further. Now, in terms of sea exploration, they've discovered all of the water in this area, which means they've fully discovered the Bahamas. Which let's just get that. Let's just get that showing. I can't really do much with these islands; they're too skinny. And they will make a landing on the Haiti in the Dominica Island. Is it called Dominica Island or is it called something else? I'm not too sure what this island's called. But they're gonna discover the islands around Cuba. Well, what would be Cuba in real life? It's probably called something else in real life, not in real life, in this scenario. They'll discover all this, and then they'll go over to North America, where they start to rapidly not take over land, but discover a lot of the southern U.S. And I don't really know the geography of this, so I'm just gonna ignore it. I know there's a lot of mountains over here, though, so. Alright, so the English-Scottish Union, being fully unionized now, are going to rapidly take all of this land. It's going to take everything over here, stretching down all the way over here, and they're going to take everything over here. Now the French are going to be like, why? Why did you do this? I wanted some of this land. And the French are going to cut them off so they can't go any further down. But they're only going to take like this land here. So, what does the English do? Well, they just got a whole bunch of land. They're going to say like, hey, let's just stop. As long as they just stop for now. The gold team, though, is not going to stop. They're going to discover a lot of different land. They're gonna go all the way over here and even get into the Michigan area, but not discover all of it. Discover like everything up to here. So it's some like Central Canada and everything over here. So let's discover all of this, and then they're gonna make their colony a lot more. I'm going to be calling these colonies now, but they aren't really actually colonies. But this. This is to make it simpler, but they're going to expand their colony all the way up to here. And the gold team now seriously launching naval assets into their like mapped out channel here, not channel, but like mapped out route. I know that works. And the Californian team over here are going to play it passive and start to take more land, but not a lot. Not as the same as the Europeans. Even though these guys are Europeans, but whatever. Alright, so now England is going to send out scouts and discover a lot of, we'll say everything up to here, up to here. That sounds fair. No, not that much. I see the pixel of doom. Right there. Alright, boom. So now everything here is now discovered, and the English are gonna go and take more land. There's nothing really stopping them from doing this other than like the cost of doing it, but they're gonna go all the way up to here and take this. Now the French do want to get over here, so let's do it. Let's do a French update first. Let's do a French update. they will expand their colony, being all the way over here, all the way into this area. I think the Toronto area. I'm actually not too sure, but all the way up to here. Boom, boom. But they're actually just going to expand their colony just up to this river here, and not too far else. Actually, you know, this looks ugly. I'm just gonna do that. That makes it look so much better. Alright, so that's enough of an update for them. Actually, well, we didn't expand either. The Spanish. What's up? The Spanish. Alright, it's only fair. So the Spanish are gonna get everything like just like this. Sure. Keeping themselves to the Californian area. Alright, let's go back over to Ukraine. Asia, yeah, nothing much really happening in Asia. Everyone's happy over here, besides maybe these guys. Alright, so, Ukraine, they're being pushed back. They're being pushed back slowly but surely. As in, the Ukrainians just can't do anything. They're being outmatched. And this is when the leader is going to get thrown in the power and the new one's going to get put in. And the leader is going to go all the way over here to the Lime team and start decimating them. They need this group gone so they can focus. They don't have to fight a two-front war, because right now they're fighting one. That's not even one. One and then two. They're fighting two different fronts right here. They need them gone. So, Ukraine is going to absolutely blitz these guys with a new leader being competent. And boom. The Lime Team Rebellion is gone, and probably some crimes. So now all of the Ukrainian military can go all the way to the east, no, to the west, and start to turn the tide of this war. And that's what they're gonna do. With the new leader being a very competent leader, he's gonna start actually decimating these rebellions. And he's actually going to send over a thing, like a diplomatic thing to these countries, which is the first one ever. I mean, we didn't have many. We had the Chinese Civil War way before in the series, but there was no diplomatic like papers being sent. But right here we do. There's 3 terms. 1, lay down your arms and we will promise you a better life. 2, you guys will start being nice. And then 3, if you don't stop, then you're getting decimated. And these guys all decline it. So, so over the upcoming months, we have the Pink Team Rebellion getting wiped out, and the Orange Team Rebellion. The Orange Team Rebellion turns on the Pink one, even though it's gone. Just pretend it is. Turn in the Pink one, wiping them out. We have the Purple Rebellions being pushed in, and it actually just surrenders over to Ukraine because it's too much. Like, the Ukrainian military now is actually better. But as the Ukrainians start to invade into the Orange Team, and the Orange Team once again fears another chance of sovereignty being gone, we have Russia entering the war on the side of the Orange Team. Russia declares war on Ukraine, and this is a time where 95% of their military are completely over here. There is 5% of their military over in this other area. This is going in the eastern area. This is going to give Russia a huge advantage, and this is the first time we ever see this. You have Russia is now using occupational forces instead of just taking the land outright. A lot of countries around the world see this and they're like, this is a lot. They see the idea. You don't annex the territory right as you're invading, but instead you just occupy it, and then you figure out land terms at the end. So this is going to start a worldwide worldwide decision to not fully annex new conquered territory during a war, but instead after the war. But either way, the Ukrainians are going to lose all of their eastern portion, well, mostly all of it. They'll lose everything up to here before their military even reaches the Russians. The Orange Team now is going to use the opportunity, and they're going to use the opportunity for basically just establishing themselves as a country. Because they've been a country 2 other times, but they made themselves clear they are going to be a country no matter what at this point. Whether that means taking ties with Russia, or taking ties with the Gold Team, or France, or someone, they're going to do it. They're going to be, because before they were kind of I don't want to say nomadic, but they were definitely we're on our own type thing. But now they know they can't do that. So the Orange Team is now going to invade, but they are not using occupational forces because, I mean, they're not really a country. They're just, they're a rebellion of a country, so they're not using occupational forces. But now we come up to the Russians, and the Russians are blitzing towards Crimea, basically their capital, and there's not much the Ukrainians can really do about this. The Ukrainians will try to get another country in the war. They start asking the Arabians to hey, can you invade Russia? And they're like, are you kidding me? You see the size of this supercontinent state? And they're like, no, definitely not. They asked Poland to invade Russia, and they're like, no. They asked these 2 countries, they're like, no, hello, we're weak as hell, we're not doing that. So Ukraine is literally alone, and they're completely isolated as this happens, a circlement of their capital region. And now we have even more rebellions sparking up, like the purple one coming back as a huge oh no, there we go. No, not Russia. There we go. We have this purple team coming back up, but the pink one fails due to the orange team suppressing them. But the orange team will take this land and say, "Hey, we're done invading." The purple team isn't though. The purple team will take all of the land that they want post-war. Well, they might get post-war. Russia's probably gonna pull some strings. But what happens to the rest? Well, they kind of just surrender. We have little pockets of this country surrendering to the Russians, this entire part. Then we have pockets of this surrendering to the Russians, and the Russians just link up with everything, and that leads to the collapse of up here. And now Ukraine is now fighting its last breaths, as they don't know what a life will be without their superpower status, because they were once a superpower, but now they're just kind of there. So we'll have the final battles of this continuing. Russia asks them to surrender, they say no, and once again we have tiny pockets. We have this whole area surrendering to Russia, and then the Russians use this as a staging ground to move in. We even have this area near the capital, but this is quickly suppressed, as Ukraine is nope, not happening. This one is quickly suppressed. The Ukrainians try to push back up here, but the overwhelming bulge of Russian forces coming from the north is too much, and Ukraine is now fighting a war and one front, but it's a dying front. And it's once the Russians reach the capital area, the Russians are going to seize it. If I can, it's gone. I don't know why there's 10 different colors here. Why is there 10 different seals? But Ukraine has been a long-standing empire in the series, but now, because of the fear of Russia and them going after more countries, they will now. Oh wait, hold on. Whoops. They will now start to agree to terms for a lesser existence, as the Russians call it. And let's get into this peace treaty. Alright, so in the peace treaty, we have, this is what it looks like right now, but we are going to fill it out just right now. So the orange team gets all of this. You have the purple team getting their existence, but the Russians fully annex this blob over here. Everything here, here, and here. Ukraine now still exists, but severely weakened. And Russia is now super strong. Like this thing was seen as like a super big but weaker state. Like no one thought Russia was stronger than Ukraine, but now Russia just decimated Ukraine. Like even when Russia had to fight the full extent of their military, it was like you can't, like Ukraine couldn't beat them. So Europe is starting to like kind of fear this new Russian Empire, but also they want to align. Some of them want to align with it, and one of the countries we'll get to in a second already did. So going to the alliance map, which this is not updated, but I need to add a country. Hold on. Alright, boom. So on the alliance map, we have the orange team showing up, and that's because they now align themselves with Russia. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna, maybe we can make this like an oval. Alright, cool. We have the oval alliance, being Russia's alliance. So we have, wait, no, not a circle. No, whoops. This is gonna be a huge oval, but we now have the official oval alliance, being Russia and Orange Bulgaria. Bulgaria is now going to be able to exist as a country for the foreseeable future with Russia's protection. What does Russia say about Bulgaria? Well, in terms of the peace treaty with Ukraine, we'll get to that in a second because there is a few terms. Let's go back to the main layer now, since we know that the oval alliance exists. But terms of Russia says Russia will not tolerate any expanding into Russia will not tolerate any invasions into the Orange Bulgarian team. But also Russia will help Orange Bulgaria if they choose to invade someone by sending them resources. But if anyone invades them, then that's bad, and you're getting invaded by Russia. So, not fun for anyone who is wanting that Orange Bulgaria gone. maybe someone to the west. But anyway, let's go back to the terms of Ukraine. So what's the terms? Well, one, Ukraine is not allowed for the next 150 years to get back to the strength that they once were. And they're not going to be able to invade anyone anyway, because Russia's ally, and they border Russia completely. Two, Ukraine must Russia must fully accept Russia as being the Eastern superpower, because Ukraine was the only one that didn't accept them. They just said that themselves were the Eastern superpower. Like, even Western Europe was like, okay, yeah, these guys are the Russians are definitely the Eastern European superpower. But now Ukraine is forced to acknowledge that. And three, Ukraine must seek approval for any wars. We've seen this like in modern day in history with Rome, with Carthage, and that didn't go so well. So we'll see how this goes. But in terms of episode events, we'll do more. We'll do one more thing, one more wave of colon. Actually, no. We'll leave colonization to the next episode 22. But we're gonna go over here and do some stuff first. One, the Philippines are fully discovered. They should have been already discovered. I just never got to doing that. But here it is officially. The Philippines are fully discovered. No one's gonna, maybe China, but nah, probably not. Maybe Korea though. We'll say Korea just decides to go over and just like take the northern island, because Korea likes being strong, and they want an empire, and they kind of already have an empire, but whatever. Over here we have all of the Papua Island being fully discovered, and eventually probably Australia in the next couple of episodes. Nothing in Africa happens this episode because every African country is kind of focusing on themselves, not really wanting to do anything. I don't think we've seen any wars except for Northern Africa. No, we really haven't. Also, Greece is starting to build up. They've already been building up the military, but they're essentially they are really starting to build up the military now. But that is where this episode is going to end, and that should not be the thing called as Russia. Why is that the thing called as Russia? That should not be the thing called as Russia. Oh no, it's black. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. Okay, whatever. It's very similar though. But that is when that is this episode done. And next episode will be on Saturday if I don't forget. Hopefully I don't forget. But alright, well, we'll be back on the next episode.